A psychic is described as someone who has the ability to give information about the past and present. It's for this reason that many have gone to these individuals in times of need. We've all heard of stories of someone who went to a psychic, and although many of these people that went for a session were initially skeptical, the information the psychic revealed to them quickly led to them becoming a believer. It's for this reason that some have said that this profession should be taken seriously, and that not anyone can just do what these people do. The belief here is that these individuals are born with something special that allows them to make these detailed readings. Whether you believe in it or not, there's many that do, and that stand by the fact that not everything in life can be easily explained. Each psychic is different. There's some that claim to be able to read the future of your relationships, while others say they're able to do things such as travel outside of this plane, connect with light beings, and even predict the future through a variety of visions that have come to them. One lady who referred to herself as Rose said the following: "I have been a psychic my whole life. When I was young I started to have visions and the majority of them eventually came true. This led to me researching what this meant and how I was able to make these predictions. I was taken on by a mentor who taught me to control these visions, and since then it's allowed me to connect with people on a much deeper level, and in some cases it's even helped me save their life. For example, I met a client that told me they had a bad feeling that something was going to happen in their life, and that they felt as though they had no control over it. When I sat down with them and gathered all the details, I knew it would only be a matter of time before I would have a vision. 6 days later it happened. I could see that the man was walking into a barn where there was dozens of large barrels, and as he approached, one blew up and ended up taking his life. I called him immediately and told him not to visit the barn due to the barrels being a hazard. He hadn't even told me about this but said he wouldn't go to the barn that evening. It turns out that deciding not to go may have saved his life, as that night there was a large explosion at the barn. It's these types of stories that have made me feel like I have some sort of power. My latest vision was one that revolves around current events happening right now. I was shown a world where the majority of our freedom was taken from us, but it was done in such a way that it happened slowly and without people realizing. This came in the form of taking our freedom from us. The timeline that played out in front of my eyes was a worrying one. This year will cause fear, grief and desperation for many, and things don't seem to get any better. One thing that kept coming up in the vision was seeing people have small objects placed inside their hand. The only way I can describe this is that it looked like a small microchip. The next thing that stood out was there will no longer be a middle class. Instead, the future would just consist of rich people and people on the poverty line. This will cause even more division than there currently is, and will involve the government pushing for further restrictions. I'm not someone that believes in outlandish theories, and I really hope this is a vision that doesn't come true, but I'm just worried as many of my visions in recent years have come true." End quote. Skeptics though don't believe in these claims, and say that pretty much anyone can make these types of announcements that aren't based on facts. With one skeptic saying the following: "For me, the whole idea of being able to tell the future is based on a lie. One of the issues with these types of people is that every so often they might make a claim that does eventually come true, and then those who are naive will take this as fact and believe that this person has supernatural abilities. It's easy to see how the idea of someone possessing superpowers is flawed. If you make enough predictions, at some point one of them is going to stick." End quote. However, there's others who have said that psychics have told them specific details about their life that no one else would know about, and it's for these reasons they believe that some people in this world do possess some sort of power. Many people have heard of Nostradamus, the 16th century French astrologer who was able to see into the future, subsequently predicting many major world events. Although he died over 500 years ago, the modern world has its very own 20th century Nostradamus, and this was in the form of a lady from Bulgaria. Her name was Baba Vanga. She would eventually become known as the Prophet of the Balkans. She was raised in Strumiga, a village resting at the foot of a volcanic mountain range in what was then the Ottoman Empire. She lived an ordinary life for the first 12 years of her life. However, a freak tornado that tore through her village changed that. She was caught by a powerful gust of wind and thrown high into the air. Once she reached the ground, she was then trapped for days underneath the rubble and dust. It was here that the little girl experienced her first vision, and she had realized she had been given the ability to predict the future. This would be at the cost of her eyesight, and so while she lost the sight of the present, she seemingly gained sight of the future, claiming her abilities had something to do with the presence of invisible creatures that gave her information about future occurrences. Hundreds of predictions were made by Baba Vanga, many of global significance. Some of them speak of humans turning into cyborgs, live robots, animals becoming half humans, a new religion, new signals from space, and even an artificial sun that uses nuclear energy. So what do you make of this psychic's vision? Do you think there's a chance that what she said could come true? Or do you think there's no proof that these visions will come true? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.